Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we are going to demystify a really key service in the AWS world, Amazon EventBridge. Think of it as the invisible engine that lets modern applications react to things the very instant they happen. It's all about letting different parts of your system talk to each other without being tangled together. So let's just dive right in and see how it works.
Okay, so let's start with a big question. You know how you get an instant notification when your package ships? Or how a website can automatically handle a sudden flood of traffic? How do these apps know to react the very moment something happens?
Well, the secret is something called event-driven architecture. Now that sounds pretty fancy, but the core idea is actually super simple. An event is really just a signal that something changed. A file got uploaded, a user logged in, a server went down. That's an event. And this whole architecture is just about building systems that listen for and react to those changes.
And in the world of AWS, the go-to service for this is EventBridge. Honestly, the best way to picture it is as a central router. But instead of routing internet traffic, it routes these events between all your different services through a central hub called an event bus.
So if EventBridge is our big central router, how does it actually work? What are the moving parts? Well, it really just boils down to three core things: events, rules, and targets. If you can understand how these three pieces play together, you've totally got it.
And the best part is how simple the flow is. It's this clean three-step dance. First, an event happens. Second, a rule you've set up sees that event and says, hey, that's me. And third, a target takes action because the rule told it to. That's it. That's the whole game. Now let's break each of those down.
All right, step one, the event. Like we said, it's just a signal that something changed. So, for example, an EC2 virtual server changing its state from running to stopped. Or maybe a new log pops up in CloudWatch. The key thing to get is that these AWS services create these event signals automatically.
Next up, step two, the rule. Look, your AWS account has a million things happening every second. You can't possibly react to all of them. A rule is basically a filter. You tell it exactly what kind of event you're looking for, and the rule just sits there, watching everything go by, waiting to catch a match. It's the decision maker.
And finally, step three, the target. As soon as a rule finds a match, it routes that event over to a target to do the actual work. This could be something like an AWS Lambda function, which is awesome because you can run code without a server, or maybe Amazon's Simple Notification Service, SNS, which can shoot out an email or text message.
Okay, enough with the theory. To really see how powerful this simple process is, let's walk through a real-world example. Let's imagine we run a very important website called World Pizza.
So here's the scene. We've got our EC2 server, just a virtual machine in the cloud, and it's humming along running our World Pizza website for all the hungry customers. Everything's good. Its current state is running. But then, disaster. For some reason, the server crashes. Its state immediately flips from running to stopping. And that right there, that's our event. A change in state has just happened.
That state change is automatically captured as an event. The EC2 service itself creates this little packet of information and sends it straight to our central EventBridge event bus. You don't have to write any code for this to happen, it's just built right in.
Now, sitting there on that event bus, we have a rule we configured earlier, and its job is super specific. It's just waiting, watching, for an event that shows an EC2 instance entering the stopping state. And bingo, our event is the perfect match. The rule is triggered.
The rule knows exactly what to do next. It grabs that event and routes it straight to its designated target, which in our little story is Amazon's Simple Notification Service, or SNS. And here's the grand finale. SNS gets the event and takes its predefined action. It instantly fires off an email alert to the support team, letting them know the World Pizza server is down and needs help. The whole thing, from the server crashing to the team getting an alert, was completely automated. No one had to lift a finger.
So EventBridge is obviously fantastic at reacting to things happening right now. But what about automating stuff that needs to run on a schedule? Well, it turns out EventBridge has a trick up its sleeve for that too.
So instead of waiting for some other service like EC2 to send an event, you can actually tell EventBridge to create its own event at a specific time. You can think of it like a super powerful alarm clock for all of your cloud applications.
And you see this used for all kinds of routine tasks. You can set up a rule that fires every hour to generate a report, or another one that kicks off a database backup every single night. Maybe you run a maintenance script every week, or generate all your customer invoices on the first of the month. It's basically automation on a calendar. Okay, wow, we've covered a lot. So let's boil it all down to the absolute essentials you need to remember.
Think of this as your official cheat sheet for Amazon EventBridge.
Here are the key takeaways. First, if you hear event-driven architecture in an AWS context, your brain should immediately go to EventBridge. Simple. Remember, events are just state changes. Rules are the filters that match and route those events. And targets are the services that actually take action, like Lambda or SNS. And of course, don't forget it also handles all your scheduled tasks.
So, what's the big picture? Why does any of this matter? It all comes down to one really important word: decoupling. In our pizza example, the notification service that sent the email knows absolutely nothing about the web server. It only cares about the event. This lets you build these incredibly resilient and scalable systems, where every little piece can be updated and managed on its own.
And there you have it. We've seen how this simple little pattern, event, rule, target, is the secret sauce behind so many powerful, automated applications. It's like the digital nervous system of the cloud. So the only question left is, now that you know this pattern, what are you going to build with it?